At Shark Coast, basically every employee we have and the owner carries Pilgrim Ammo in their daily carry guns. Pilgrim Ammo is the super light, super fast silver rounds. We've been selling them at the store since their inception, and they're by far our #1 best-selling carry ammo. I have Mr. Pilgrim here. Mr. James, thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks, Omer.
Please give the technical explanation on why Pilgrim is so nice.
All right, well, I mean, it's a 50 grain round. Okay, so super light in your carry. You know, a lot of people really see the difference between your normal 115 grains, you know, weighing them down. 50 grains, hell of a lot lighter, particularly if you're carrying backup mags. Moving at 2,000 feet per second, but also it's the zero over penetration factor. You know, you got a super light round. It'll penetrate, you know, car doors, 2x4s, you know, all that other stuff. But when it hits that that fluid, hydraulic pressure builds up in the nose of that cavity, and it basically explodes in an unconventional pattern. So with that, you get zero over penetration. So if you've got loved ones in your house, you've got to take out a bad guy, an intruder, etc. You know, you can't always, in the moment, be able to look behind your target, so you can feel a little bit safer that it's not going to go through the bad guy.
Speed, velocity, it's a better way to transfer energy than masses most of the time,
yeah.
more efficient. So you weigh it down, it makes it lighter to carry around on your person, makes it lighter in your gun, but it's going out there fucking pissing fast, and when it hits something, it does work. He's graciously donated us a couple ballistic gel blocks that we've got, clear gel. We're going to be shooting those, kind of seeing the comparison, maybe comparing it to a competing ammo brand that we sell in the store, maybe some Hornady, stuff like that, and we'll see how that turns out. Like I said, I carry Pilgrim in every gun that I have whenever I'm carrying defensive ammo, so I'm looking forward to the results. I've already seen them in your video, but I want to shoot it myself and see it in person.
Let's check it out.
All right, awesome. All right, now we're going to be shooting that ballistic gel block, clear gel, with a Glock 17, shooting the Pilgrim Torch 9mm. These go about 2,000 feet per second, and because there's so much less mass, they advertise that it's got about 30 to 35% less recoil. I can attest to that. Pilgrims do shoot lighter than virtually any other 9mm I've shot. But we'll go ahead and give this a shot, see how she does.
Nice shot. So it penetrates through to about, where is it?
Right there.
Yeah, about 10.5, 11 inches on the gel block. But you can see that as soon as it enters there, you've got about a 4-inch starburst pattern, unconventional starburst pattern. You can see all the little chips of round that you can see in there.
Oh yeah.
It's a way to end the threat.
These go through windshields, these go through car doors. It's only when it hits flesh that it really starts
Correct. Yeah.
bursting out.
Yeah. Next one that we'll probably do with you, we'll get some steel or a car door, and we'll prove that as well, or a windshield, whatever you guys want. But yeah, that's basically it. But you said you wanted to compare it against something?
Yeah, we've got some Hornady critical defense. That's like every once in a while we get some skeptics into the shop. They're like, oh, I don't want to carry something that light. It's not going to do anything.
Yep.
So we'll pull out what they usually buy and do a little comparison here.
Let's check it out.
All right, on the other side of the same gel block, we're going to shoot it with Hornady critical defense. These are 115 grain, and they're advertised to go 1135 feet per second. So a little bit over twice the mass, about half the speed. That's what that looks like. Give it a try. That is way cleaner, which is not what you want.
Well, you've got a real wound channel. Okay, and you basically put it right over the top of the second one. Now, funnily enough, this is the first time I've actually seen this on a Hornady, where it's also has gone through to about 11 inches on a gel block. Usually they go through to about 15.
Gotcha.
From what I've seen. So this is the first time I've seen this. So a little less penetration, but you don't have a lot of wound channel here and a lot of damage.
Here you can see the Pilgrim, how it bursts out, and then the Hornady, just kind of straight line with that wound channel.
Yeah, you adjust to the right. It may have hit the same wound channel. That may have been what slowed it down. You never know, but either or, it's still at 11 inches. The projectile, very little wound channel. So I don't know how much damage it's going to do.
So as mentioned, the Pilgrims have about 30 to 35% less recoil. And that's not just a marketing gimmick. It is very noticeable when you're shooting it that the Pilgrims will recoil less. There'll be less muzzle flip. I have staggered this magazine with 10 rounds, going Pilgrim, Hornady, etc. all the way down. Got a little markings on the wall here. I'm going to load up the gun, and I'll be shooting them back to back. Again, they're staggered, so first round's going to be Pilgrim, second's going to be Hornady, and vice versa. We'll see if there's any noticeable difference between the muzzle climb. Hopefully these lines separated by an inch can show that on camera pretty well. All right, starting with Pilgrim, then the Hornady. I could definitely feel that. I don't know how well that showed off on camera. You can also hear the sound difference between them probably getting picked up by the mic. But when shooting the Pilgrims, it just feels like you're getting pushed back. So as mentioned, significantly less recoil on the Pilgrim rounds. It really makes it feel like you can shoot a lot faster and more accurately. I'm going to put that to the test and see if we can actually see those results. So I've got 2 USPSA targets set up for a little accelerator drill. We'll do 5 rounds on each target. My first mag has 10 rounds of just 124 grain full metal jacket 9mm. And then after shooting that, scoring it, timing it, all that, I have another mag, 10 rounds of Pilgrim, and we'll see if there's a performance difference. So starting off first with just full metal jacket. That was 334, little trigger freeze at the beginning. All alphas, 4 alphas, and a mic. I missed one. That sucks. All right, so with full metal jacket, that was 334, 5 alphas, then 4 alphas and a mic. That's my bad, I suck. Gonna do the same thing again with Pilgrims. 276, I was able to shoot that one faster. 5 alphas on the first target again. And this guy, Alpha, Charlie. Those are line breaker alphas, but we'll say Charlies. James has been there, done that guy. Let's see how he handles it. He's got a Staccato XC too. Shooter, are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Oh, it's 311. There's a Delta, Alpha, Alpha,
yep.
Charlie. Good. Now with Pilgrim rounds. Shooter, are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Melted that guy. That's like all headshots. Dead, 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 dead. And then there's an Alpha. 1 to the chest, 4 to the head. I think that's what a Mozambique is, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alpha, head, head. And a couple little flyers there.
There you go.
Yeah, they're both dead. That one was 340. So, everything they claim is true. Far less muzzle flip, way more controllable. It's fucking pissing hot. It's getting downrange 2,000 feet per second. It does amazing against clear gel blocks. I'd only have to assume it does great against things that aren't gel blocks.
Yeah, exactly. We've got that mate of mine that may come in to talk to you guys about the incident he was in Arizona.
Mentioned a little bit about on the podcast. We can maybe cut that in.
Yep.
But we only shot 9mm today because that's the most popular handgun round. But they make 380, they make 40, they make 45, and a couple more in the works, you said?
Yeah, that's right. We've got some 10mm and some 5.56 in the works, some 300 blackout, and some of the other pistol calibers as well.
The rifle rounds of these, I'm very excited to see what they do to gel blocks. That'll be cool. If you're looking for carry ammo and you come to Shark Coast, ask us what we recommend. It will be Pilgrim. What I just demonstrated is exactly why. You'll be shooting flatter. It'll be doing great damage. It'll be lighter when you're actually carrying the gun on your person.
0 over penetration as well.
0 over penetration, exactly. And if it's going through something solid like a windshield or a car door, it'll go clean through that and then start expanding once it actually hits flush. There'll be a Pilgrim Part 2 video. We'll do some other calibers. We'll do some through barriers tests. But from what I got today, you should buy some Pilgrim. Coming out of Shark Coast.
Thanks, mate.
James, thanks so much.
Good on you, Omer.
See you next time.